Good morning, everyone. Life is unpredictable. It throws challenges our way when we least expect them. Some of these challenges break us, some make us question our worth, and some leave us with scars, visible and invisible. But remember, we always have a choice to stay in the darkness or to rise and shine. We often wait for the perfect moment to pursue our dreams, to love ourselves, or to embrace life as it is. But the truth is, no moment is perfect unless we decide to make it so. The power to change our story lies within us. Life is a journey filled with unexpected twists and turns, moments of joy and sorrow, victories and setbacks. We often spend our days planning, dreaming, and striving for a future that aligns with our expectations. However, the reality of life is far from predictable. Things do not always go as planned, and situations may arise that leave us feeling lost, disappointed, or even broken. In such moments, we find ourselves at a crossroads. Do we resist what life has presented, or do we choose to accept it as it is? Accepting life as it is does not mean surrendering to circumstances or giving up on our dreams. It means embracing reality with an open heart and a resilient spirit. It means understanding that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. Acceptance is the key to inner peace, growth, and ultimately happiness. It allows us to navigate challenges with grace and find meaning in even the most difficult experiences. One of the biggest struggles people face in life is the resistance to change. We often cling to our plans, expecting life to follow a predetermined path. When things deviate from that path, we experience frustration, anger, and sometimes even despair. This resistance to reality creates unnecessary suffering. It keeps us stuck in the past or anxious about the future, preventing us from truly living in the present. When we learn to accept life as it unfolds, we free ourselves from this burden. We begin to understand that change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It is through change that we grow, evolve, and become stronger versions of ourselves. Many times we define happiness based on external circumstances. We tell ourselves, I will be happy when I achieve this goal, or I will find peace when things fall into place. But life does not work that way. If we tie our happiness to external events, we will always be chasing something just out of reach. True happiness comes from within, and it starts with acceptance. When we accept life as it is, we stop waiting for happiness and start creating it in the present moment. We learn to appreciate the beauty in everyday experiences, the lessons hidden in challenges, and the strength that comes from resilience. Pain is an inevitable part of life. Loss, failure, and heartbreak are experiences that every person will face at some point. It is natural to feel sorrow and disappointment, but dwelling on what could have been only prolongs our suffering. Acceptance does not mean we suppress our emotions. Rather, it means we allow ourselves to feel, to grieve, and to heal. When we accept pain as a part of life, we begin to see it as a teacher rather than an enemy. Pain shapes us, deepens our understanding of life, and gives us the strength to move forward. One of the greatest lessons in acceptance is learning to let go. Letting go of the past, of regrets, of unrealistic expectations, and of the need for constant control. Holding on to these things only weighs us down and prevents us from moving forward. When we let go, we create space for new opportunities, new experiences, and new beginnings. We learn to trust that life has its own rhythm and that everything happens for a reason, even if we do not understand it at the moment. Relationships are another area where acceptance plays a crucial role. We often expect people to behave a certain way, to meet our standards, or to never change. But people are imperfect just as we are. When we accept others as they are, rather than trying to change them, we create healthier and more fulfilling relationships. We learn to appreciate people for who they truly are, rather than who we want them to be. The same applies to self-acceptance. We spend so much time criticizing ourselves, focusing on our flaws and comparing ourselves to others. But true confidence and self-worth come from accepting ourselves completely, including our imperfections. When we do this, we cultivate a sense of inner peace that radiates into every aspect of our lives. There is a profound sense of freedom that comes with acceptance. When we stop resisting life, we stop fighting against reality. We release the weight of unnecessary worries, and we find peace in the present moment. We learn to trust the journey, to find beauty in the unexpected, and to remain open to life's endless possibilities. Acceptance is not about resignation. It is about empowerment. It gives us the strength to move forward, to embrace change, and to live life to the fullest no matter what challenges come our way. Ultimately, acceptance is the foundation of true happiness. It allows us to experience life in its purest form without the distractions of regret, fear, or unrealistic expectations. When we accept life as it is, we stop waiting for a perfect future and start living in the beauty of now. Scars are often seen as imperfections, as marks of pain and suffering, as reminders of things we would rather forget. Many people go through life trying to hide their scars, whether they are physical, emotional, or psychological. They cover them up, hoping that no one will notice, believing that these scars somehow diminish their worth. But what if we chose to see scars differently? What if, instead of being ashamed of them, we embrace them as symbols of resilience, strength, and survival? Scars do not mean we are broken. They mean we have endured. They tell a story of battles fought and challenges overcome, of lessons learned and strength gained. They are a testament to the fact that no matter what life has thrown at us, we are still standing. Each scar carries a unique story, some from childhood accidents, some from battles with illness, and some from wounds that no one else can see. Emotional scars are often the most difficult to acknowledge because they do not leave visible marks, yet they shape us just as profoundly as any physical wound. Heartbreak, betrayal, loss, rejection, these experiences leave imprints on our souls, altering the way we see the world and ourselves. At times, these invisible scars make us hesitant to trust again, to love again, to take risks again. But the truth is, they are not signs of weakness. They are reminders that we have survived moments we once thought we would never get through. When we embrace our scars, we take back control of our narrative. Instead of seeing them as signs of pain, we can choose to see them as proof of healing. A scar is what remains after a wound has closed, a mark that says, I made it through. No matter how deep the wound was, no matter how much it hurt, it eventually healed. And though the scar remains, it is no longer a source of suffering, it is a symbol of endurance. There is incredible power in recognizing that we have survived things that once seemed unbearable. It reminds us that we are stronger than we think, that we are capable of overcoming adversity, and that we have the ability to move forward despite our past. Society often pressures us to appear flawless, to present only the best versions of ourselves. But perfection is an illusion. Everyone carries scars, even if they are not visible to the eye. The most beautiful and powerful people are not those who have never struggled, but those who have faced challenges and emerged stronger because of them. When we share our stories, when we open up about our scars, we create connections with others who have walked similar paths. Our scars become bridges, allowing us to inspire and uplift those who may be struggling with their own wounds. It is easy to feel like we are alone in our pain, that no one else could possibly understand what we have been through. But every person we meet is carrying their own scars, their own stories of struggle and survival. When we recognize this, we develop empathy, not just for others, but for ourselves. We learn to stop judging our past, to stop resenting the experiences that shaped us, and instead to honor them as part of our journey. We begin to see that our scars do not define us. Rather, they remind us of who we have become because of them. Healing is not always a linear process. There are days when the pain resurfaces, when the memories of past wounds threaten to pull us back into darkness. But healing is not about erasing the past. It is about learning to live with it, to find strength in it. Some scars will always be there, but they do not have to hold us back. They can serve as reminders of our resilience, of the moments when we refused to give up, of the times we found the strength to keep going, even when everything seemed impossible. There is a quiet power in wearing our scars with pride. They tell a story of survival, of perseverance, of refusing to be defeated. They are not flaws, but evidence of growth. They show that we have been through fire and emerged on the other side, perhaps changed, but stronger than before. And in a world that often glorifies perfection, there is something incredibly beautiful about embracing the imperfect, about standing tall and saying, "This is my story and I am proud of it." Life will always bring challenges. We will stumble, we will fall, and we will be wounded along the way. But every scar we carry is proof that we did not let those moments define us. We got back up, we kept going, and that is what truly matters. Our scars are not signs of weakness. They are evidence of our strength, our courage, and our ability to rise no matter how many times life knocks us down. They tell the story of who we are, and that story is worth celebrating. Life is a journey, not a destination, and throughout this journey, we constantly seek meaning. We wake up every day, go through routines, face struggles, and celebrate moments of joy, yet deep within, we often ask ourselves, why am I here? What is my purpose? This question has been at the heart of human existence for centuries. Some find their purpose early in life, while others spend years searching for it. Regardless of how long it takes, discovering one's purpose is one of the most important and fulfilling quests a person can embark on. Purpose is not just about having a goal or a dream. It is about understanding what truly drives you, what gives your life meaning beyond the daily grind. It is what makes you wake up in the morning with excitement and passion, even on the hardest days. Many people believe that purpose is tied to success or achievement, but true purpose goes beyond external rewards. It is about doing something that resonates deeply with your soul, something that aligns with your values, passions, and the impact you wish to make in the world. One of the biggest misconceptions about purpose is that it is something we are born knowing. In reality, purpose is something we uncover over time. It is shaped by our experiences, challenges, and the lessons we learn along the way. Some people discover their purpose through their struggles. By overcoming adversity, they realize they want to help others do the same. Others find it through passion. By doing what they love, they recognize the joy and fulfillment it brings, not only to them, but to those around them. Purpose is not necessarily one singular thing. It can evolve and take different forms throughout our lives. What matters is that we remain open to finding it, no matter where we are in our journey. Many people feel lost because they compare their path to others. In a world that glorifies success, fame, and material achievements, it is easy to believe that purpose must be something grand and world-changing. But purpose does not have to be about making history or becoming famous. It can be something as simple yet profound as being a loving parent, spreading kindness, or making a difference in one person's life. True purpose is personal and unique to each individual. It is about finding what makes your heart feel full, what gives you a sense of fulfillment, and what allows you to contribute to the world in a way that feels right for you. The search for purpose often requires us to step outside our comfort zones. Many people remain stuck in unfulfilling lives because they fear change. They stay in jobs they dislike, maintain relationships that drain them, or avoid pursuing their passions because they are afraid of failure. But purpose is rarely found in comfort. It is discovered in moments of courage, in taking risks, in allowing ourselves to explore new paths even when we are unsure of the outcome. The process of finding purpose requires patience and trust in oneself. It is about being willing to listen to your inner voice rather than the noise of the world. Sometimes, purpose is hidden in the things we naturally enjoy doing, the activities that make time fly, the things that bring us joy without expectation of a reward. When we pay attention to these moments, we start to see patterns, clues that guide us toward what we are truly meant to do. For some, it is creating art. For others, it is teaching, caring for others, solving problems, or inspiring change. The key is to be curious, to try different things, and to notice what sparks passion within you. Many people feel like they cannot pursue their true purpose because of obligations, responsibilities, or societal expectations. They convince themselves that their dreams are unrealistic or that they must settle for a practical path. But purpose is not about abandoning responsibilities. It is about finding ways to align your life with what truly matters to you. Even if you cannot make your passion a full-time pursuit, you can still incorporate it into your life in meaningful ways. Purpose does not have to be tied to a career. It can be a lifestyle, a mindset, or a way of serving others in small but impactful ways. Another important aspect of finding purpose is understanding that it is not just about personal fulfillment. It is also about contribution. The most meaningful purposes are those that extend beyond ourselves, those that allow us to make a difference in the lives of others. When we shift our focus from what can I gain to how can I serve, we unlock a deeper level of purpose. Purpose is not just about what brings us joy, but also about how we use our strengths, talents, and experiences to create a positive impact. It is in giving that we find the deepest sense of fulfillment. Doubt is a natural part of the journey to finding purpose. There will be times when you question yourself, when you wonder if you are on the right path, when you feel uncertain about your choices. But doubt should not be a reason to stop searching. It should be a sign that you are growing. Every step you take, even the ones that seem like detours, bring you closer to understanding yourself and your purpose. The important thing is to keep moving forward, to keep exploring, to keep learning. The beauty of purpose is that it is not a final destination. It is a lifelong journey. It is not something you find once and hold on to forever. It evolves as you do. What feels like your purpose today may change in 10 years, and that is okay. The goal is not to have all the answers, but to live with intention, to make choices that align with your values, and to continuously seek meaning in what you do. At the end of the day, finding your purpose is about being true to yourself. It is about honoring your passions, listening to your heart, and having the courage to follow what feels right, even if it goes against expectations. Life is too short to live without purpose, to go through the motions without truly feeling alive. When you find your purpose, you do not just exist, you thrive. You wake up each day with a sense of direction, with energy, with passion, and that is the kind of life worth living. In a world that often glorifies power, ambition, and success, kindness is sometimes mistaken for weakness. People assume that to be kind is to be naive, that showing compassion makes one vulnerable, or that those who lead with kindness will be taken advantage of. But the truth is, kindness is one of the greatest strengths a person can possess. It takes courage to be kind in a world that is often indifferent. It requires emotional intelligence, resilience, and a deep understanding of oneself and others. True kindness is not just about politeness or surface-level gestures. It is about choosing to act with empathy, even when it is not easy. Kindness is strength because it requires a conscious choice. It is easy to be kind when life is going well, when the people around us are agreeable, and when we are in a good mood. But true kindness is tested in difficult situations. When someone is rude to us, when life is unfair, or when we ourselves are struggling. In those moments, responding with kindness requires inner strength. It means choosing patience over anger, understanding over judgment, and forgiveness over resentment. It takes a strong person to rise above negativity and respond with grace. There is a misconception that kindness means always saying yes, always putting others first, or avoiding confrontation. But being kind does not mean allowing others to walk all over you. In fact, true kindness often requires setting boundaries and standing up for what is right. It is about treating people with respect, but also respecting yourself. It is about being firm without being cruel, about speaking your truth while still being considerate of others. People who practice genuine kindness do not do so because they seek approval. They do it because they believe in the power of compassion. They understand that kindness is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. The strongest people in history were not those who ruled with fear, but those who led with kindness. The greatest leaders, thinkers, and revolutionaries, those who changed the world for the better, were people who chose compassion over cruelty. They understood that true influence does not come from intimidating others, but from inspiring them. Kindness has the power to heal, to unite, and to bring out the best in people. A single act of kindness can change someone's entire outlook on life. It can restore hope in a heart that has been hardened by pain. It can remind someone that they are valued, that they are seen, that they matter. People who are kind possess a strength that cannot be measured in traditional ways. They do not need to prove their worth through dominance or aggression. They do not seek revenge when they are wronged. Instead, they choose to rise above, to show empathy even to those who do not deserve it. This does not mean they allow others to take advantage of them. They understand that their kindness is not a reflection of others' actions, but of their own character. They choose kindness because they know that bitterness only breeds more bitterness, while compassion has the power to break cycles of. Kindness is also strength because it requires vulnerability. To be kind is to open yourself up, to extend a hand even when there is a risk of rejection, to show care even when it may not be reciprocated. It takes courage to love, to trust, to give without expecting anything in return, but it is in this vulnerability that true strength lies. When we are kind, we create connections, we build trust, and we cultivate an environment where others feel safe to be themselves. A world without kindness is a world without warmth, without humanity. Some of the strongest people are those who have been through the most pain, yet still choose to be kind. They know what it feels like to be hurt, so they go out of their way to make sure others do not feel the same. They use their experiences not as an excuse to be bitter, but as a reason to be better. These are the people who prove that kindness is not a sign of privilege, but of resilience. It is easy to be cruel when you have been hurt. It takes real strength to choose kindness instead. Kindness has a ripple effect. When we choose to be kind, we not only impact the person in front of us, but we also inspire others to do the same. A simple act of kindness can create a chain reaction that spreads far beyond what we can see. We never know what someone else is going through, and sometimes a single moment of kindness can make all the difference. A smile, a kind word, or a small gesture can remind someone that goodness still exists in the world. It can be the light that guides them out of darkness. Being kind to others is important, but being kind to ourselves is just as crucial. Many people extend kindness to everyone around them, but forget to offer the same compassion to themselves. They are patient with others, but harsh on themselves. They forgive others, but hold on to guilt and self-criticism. True kindness includes self-kindness. It means allowing ourselves to make mistakes, to grow at our own pace, to treat ourselves with the same understanding we would offer a friend. When we are kind to ourselves, we become stronger, and that strength allows us to be even kinder to others. There will always be moments when kindness feels difficult. There will be times when people take advantage of it, when the world feels ungrateful, when kindness seems unappreciated. But true kindness does not seek rewards. It does not depend on how others respond. It is a strength that comes from within, a belief that compassion is always the right choice, regardless of the outcome. In the end, kindness leaves a legacy. People may forget what you said or did, but they will always remember how you made them feel. The strongest people are not those who seek power over others, but those who use their power to uplift, to heal, and to make the world a better place. Kindness is not weakness. It is the quiet, unshakable strength that has the power to transform lives. It is a force that can withstand cruelty, that can bridge divides, that can bring hope where there is despair. It is the kind of strength the world needs more of, now more than ever. Life is a journey filled with highs and lows, triumphs and struggles, light and darkness. Along this journey, there are moments when we feel unstoppable, when our confidence radiates, our dreams feel within reach, and our presence brings warmth to those around us. But there are also moments when the world seems to dim our light, when challenges test our strength, when failures shake our confidence, and when people try to make us believe that we are not enough. It is in those moments that we must remind ourselves of a simple yet powerful truth. Never stop shining. The world can be a tough place. It can be unkind, unfair, and full of obstacles that make it easy to question ourselves. There will be people who doubt us, circumstances that discourage us, and situations that make us want to retreat into the shadows. But no matter what happens, we must hold on to our inner light. That light is the essence of who we are. It is our passion, our kindness, our resilience, our dreams, and our ability to inspire and uplift others. To stop shining is to stop being true to ourselves, and no external force should have the power to take that away. There will be times when life feels like an uphill battle. We may fail at something we put our heart into. We may face rejection, heartbreak, or disappointment. These experiences can make us feel like our light is fading, like we are losing ourselves in the struggle. But just because we face darkness does not mean we lose our ability to shine. In fact, it is in the toughest moments that our inner light becomes even more important. It is what guides us through uncertainty, what reminds us of our strength, and what helps us find our way back to hope. Sometimes the world tells us that we need to change in order to be accepted. It tells us that we must dim our light to fit in, to conform, to be what others expect us to be. But the truth is, we were never meant to be like everyone else. Each of us carries a unique brilliance, our own talents, our own perspectives, our own way of seeing and experiencing life. When we try to shrink ourselves to fit into the molds that others create, we lose the very thing that makes us special. The world does not need more people who hide their light. It needs people who are unafraid to shine in their own way, who embrace their uniqueness and share it boldly. There will be people who are intimidated by our light, who may try to diminish it because they do not understand it or because they feel threatened by it. But our light is not meant to be hidden. It is not something we should ever feel ashamed of. When we shine, we give others permission to do the same. We inspire those around us to embrace their own strength, to believe in their own potential, and to step into their own greatness. There is no need to compete or compare. Everyone has a light within them, and the beauty of life is that there is enough space for all of us to shine. Shining does not mean that we are always happy, that we never struggle, or that we are immune to pain. It means that despite everything, we refuse to let life's difficulties dim our spirit. It means that we continue to dream, to love, to believe, and to spread kindness even when we are going through our own battles. It is easy to shine when everything is going well, but true strength lies in shining even when things are falling apart. It is about holding on to hope when things seem hopeless, about finding joy even in the smallest moments, and about never allowing challenges to define who we are. The way we shine is different for everyone. Some people shine through their kindness, always offering a helping hand and making others feel valued. Some shine through their creativity, expressing themselves in ways that inspire and move people. Some shine through their resilience, facing hardships with unwavering determination. And some shine simply by being themselves, by radiating warmth and authenticity wherever they go. There is no right or wrong way to shine. What matters is that we allow ourselves to do so in whatever way feels true to us. One of the biggest challenges in life is believing in our own light, especially when self-doubt creeps in. We question whether we are good enough, smart enough, talented enough. We compare ourselves to others and convince ourselves that we fall short. But the truth is, our worth is not determined by external validation. It's not about being the best, the most successful, or the most admired. It is about recognizing our own value, embracing our unique gifts, and knowing that we are enough exactly as we are. The world needs our light, and no one else can shine in the way that we can. There will be days when we feel exhausted, when life feels overwhelming, and when we wonder if our efforts even make a difference. But even on those days, our light still matters. Even in our smallest actions, in the simplest ways, we are touching lives, spreading positivity, and making an impact. A kind word, a moment of laughter, an act of generosity. These are all ways in which we shine without even realizing it. The people around us, whether we know it or not, are affected by our energy, by the way we carry ourselves, by the way we treat others. Our light is never wasted. We must also remember that shining does not mean we have to be perfect. It does not mean we have to have everything figured out or that we have to pretend to be strong all the time. Shining is about being real, about embracing our flaws, and about knowing that our struggles do not make us any less valuable. Even in our moments of uncertainty, even when we are still growing and learning, our light is still there. It is not something that disappears, it is something that evolves with us. At the end of the day, what truly matters is that we do not let anything or anyone, including ourselves, diminish our light. We must continue to believe in our dreams, to pursue our passions, to lift others up, and to stay true to who we are. Life will always have its challenges, but as long as we keep shining, we will always find our way. Our light has the power to bring warmth, to create change, to inspire others, and to remind the world that no amount of darkness can ever put out the brilliance of a soul that refuses to stop shining. The essence of life is not in merely existing, but in shining despite the challenges we face. The world may try to dim our light, circumstances may test our strength, and self-doubt may whisper that we are not enough. But we must never let anything extinguish the brilliance within us. Our light is our kindness, our passion, our resilience, and our authenticity. It is what makes us unique and what allows us to impact the world in ways we may not even realize. No matter how difficult the journey gets, we must hold on to the belief that we are meant to shine. Our struggles do not define us. Our perseverance does. Our setbacks do not diminish our worth. They strengthen it. The way we shine may change over time, but the most important thing is that we never stop. By embracing our light, we inspire others to do the same, proving that even in the darkest of times, a single spark has the power to ignite hope. So no matter where life takes you, no matter the obstacles that come your way, never stop believing in yourself, never stop spreading kindness, and never stop shining. The world needs your light.